Let's talk about TikTok. When you do a quick Google search, you can find that it's a social media platform used to create short music, lip-sync dance, comedy, and talent videos that can be anywhere from 15 to 60 seconds. TikTok was officially created in 2018 when it merged with Musical.ly and quickly shot into one of the most used social media platforms out there, relying on its algorithm that presents videos curated to the viewer's specific interests. TikTok is under parent company ByteDance, which is a tech company based out of Beijing, China. Whether or not you've downloaded the app, it is likely you've heard of the recent controversy surrounding it when talking about the United States government. On August 6th of 2020, President Donald Trump created Executive Order 12942 to ban TikTok from all U.S. app stores. This decision was met with a lot of backlash within the TikTok community, and most people in tune with social media platforms have an opinion on what the outcome of the app should be. So let's talk about why President Trump decided to ban it in the first place. National security, or so he says, but we'll get to that bit in a minute. In January of 2020, the United States Army issued a ban on TikTok on military-issued smartphones with concerns over cybersecurity and spying by the Chinese government. But I'm sure that makes you wonder what information could be taken by an app in the first place. Anne Hag, a law practice management advisor and certified crisis intervention counselor, said that users who want to create, share, or interact with someone else's video on the app must create an account and indicate their age, phone number, and email address. This is pretty standard when creating any social media account. It does get a little more concerning though when it reads in its terms of service. The app informs users that it collects location data, browsing history, and personal contacts. Right off the bat, that sounds outrageous. That is a lot of information that a user consents to giving the app, but in reality, Facebook and Instagram do the same thing. According to Identity Guard, Instagram can collect names and passwords of account holders, captured content such as photos and videos, data that links users to the photos they took, tagged, or liked, text message history, address, book contacts, or other similar personal information, metadata on how people use the Instagram mobile app, transactional data from Facebook products and services, facial recognition data, data on which devices are linked to which accounts, and geolocational data. Just as terrifying, right? And if you think it's more reasonable because it's an American-based company, don't hold your breath. Instagram and its parent company, Facebook, while they have said they do not sell your data to outside sources, it uses the information people provide to target ads to a specific audience. Advertisers tell Facebook which demographics they want to reach, and then it's the company's job to place those ads on your personal page. And who can advertise on Facebook and Instagram? The world is the limit. There are not just American companies selling on Facebook and receiving your data. They are companies from across the entire world. Now, this isn't to scare you, because a lot of these companies and user data transfers are just to sell you a product, but it is to pose the question of why TikTok is the one being bullied for it. Whether or not you choose to believe TikTok and its parent company ByteDance, they have repeatedly said that the platform does not plan to share data that they collect. Vanessa Papas, the general manager of TikTok US, stated last November, "As we have said before and recently confirmed through an independent security audit, we store all US user data within the United States, with backup redundancy in Singapore. TikTok's data centers are located entirely outside of China." Since the TikTok army ban in January, Trump hasn't had an issue with the app until June 20th of 2020. The president was hosting a rally in Tulsa. Held at the Box Center with a 19,000 seat capacity, Trump asked his supporters to register for a free ticket before showing up. In result, a rather large gaggle of TikTok teens took it upon themselves to register for tickets they know they never use, possibly to a number within the hundreds of thousands. This resulted in a surprising and underwhelming show of support for Trump's rally, with just over 6,000 participants, leaving the president furious. The rally was at the end of June, and as we know, the beginning of the recent TikTok feud premiered in early August. This poses a question of what the actual motivation the president had when banning TikTok. Is it just a national security issue, or is it also revenge for, simply put, making the president look foolish? In this country, we hold political speech higher than any other kind. It is our main goal to protect as much political speech as humanly possible. That keeps us safe when disapproving of certain political figures. It gives us the chance to debate on whether or not we agree with certain legislation, and it is the reason we have a democracy for the people. So, whether or not national security is a part of the issue, there is an obvious limit of political speech that would come in a result of the ban of TikTok, or any platform that we are able to have these open conversations on. TikTok has been used for funny videos and dancing trends, but has also been a hub for spreading information about Black Lives Matter protests and the things that big-time media doesn't show you. It's been a place for Native American tribes to share stories of oppression throughout the American system. It is a place that people from across the world in Poland, India, West Africa have been able to show the horrors and activism that is happening within their country. It has given LGBTQ+ kids a platform to help other people like them. It has combated voter suppression and taught first-time voters how to make sure their vote is counted, and so much more. When we look at countries like North Korea, India, and especially China, internet regulation is terrifyingly strict. You'd never find these conversations so out in the open. And while internet regulation is a whole beast within itself, countries like these have strong governmental control over its citizens. Restricting what you can say goes hand in hand with a level of corruption and suppression of any governmental system. So while we might be scared of the possibility that TikTok and ByteDance are taking our information, where is the line between national security and our right to freedom of speech? Well, I'll tell you, because banning TikTok, a platform that compares to no other in the way that it functions, in its purest form, is unconstitutional. There is not enough of a threat of national security to justify banning the platform, and thankfully, there are judges that agree. The ban on TikTok was set for November 12th and was blocked and postponed for at least 15 days. This was because a judge saw exactly what I just explained. 3 TikTok influencers took on Trump and won a United States District Court. Judge Wendy Beadlestone and the court ruled with the plaintiffs, deciding the president and the Commerce Department were not allowed to follow through with the ban. The reason can be defined in many ways, but this quote explains at least a portion. The executive order and implementing regulations violate the First Amendment because they are unconstitutionally overbroad and impermissible prior restraint of speech. Proportionally issued to address national security concerns, the executive order approaches this alleged problem with a sledgehammer, not a scalpel as the First Amendment requires. So, where does that leave us? With Donald Trump leaving office in January, he might well enough decide to leave it alone, and this entire debate may or may not be worthless. But if he doesn't, and the ban is continually pushed, we can hope that there are judges within the courts across America that will fight for the right of the First Amendment. So, for now, we wait.